This is the Hymer free campervan. 54,000 euros it starts off at. I think it is a nicely laid out vehicle. Colours interesting, they consider this to be a sporty look, and it's got ambient lighting. Let's have a look inside. I think it's particularly interesting at the back as well. So alright, so it's got this tent in the roof to start off with. Well, nothing unusual about that. It's got a extension to the kitchen, nothing unusual about that. Coming in, well, it's got space sort of used up here for storage. I wouldn't bother with that. Get a bit more headroom when you're up front. It's used the space nicely inside. But this is the clever bit at the back. But before we go there, let's have a look at the kitchen. Oh, there's nothing unusual about this at all. There's two there. Wide drawers. Oh, and there's a gas. So it says, oh, ambient lighting in living room and kitchen. So let's come into the clever bit. Mirror there. There's me. On storage below the mirror. Quite a big shower really for something of this size, with the toilet in it. Now I was driving around in the Hymer Van S, which is even shorter than this. The bathroom was very similar. Not quite the same, but it was very similar. The toilet was there like that, and the floor was the same. And you may think, oh, there's not much room in there. Yes, hey, you get used to it. It's not too bad. I mean, considering how easy it is to park the thing. Yeah, I'll show you how high it is. Right. Well, my head is, as you can see, I'm touching the ceiling now. Bang. If I took the duct board out, maybe well, it would be a bit better. But there's not a huge amount of space. If you're 175, then maybe this isn't the van for you. And there's the fridge. Pretty standard there. I like this bit at the back here. Now it's only 595 centimeters in length. And now if you're tall, you're not going to fit. But if you're not too tall, then it's okay. I mean, and what you can do, you can get your bikes in here or something like that. It's anything long, skis or whatever. And if it's night, you want to go to sleep, then what you do is you chain your bike up on the outside of the vehicle and you put the bed out. Now, what about making the bed every night? Now I've got this idea here, and I tried to persuade a friend of mine who was in the clothes business, manufacturing, to actually make covers for things like this and to do it to order. And I said, well, look, I'll get the materials, I'll fund it, and then we'll go and I'll give them to a few manufacturers and we'll see if we can sort of get the ball rolling like that. But she wasn't interested. She had the machines as well. Admittedly, the machines were quite old, but they were usable. So I thought, if you get, for example, covers for things like this, you get 2 or 3, then you can take away with you, and if you go away for a couple of weeks or something, and that would make it much easier to actually make the bed at night. Anyway, that's my idea. Is that clear, by the way, what I just said? The covers would go over each individual cushional part of the bed. Well, I'll give you the price. I didn't give you the width, which is 208, and the height is 260. Standing height inside is 190. at its highest. Massive amount of payload in that 505 kilos, and it's on a 3,300 kilo basis. I didn't say it was on a Ducato, but perhaps you realise that. So whilst we're here, we'll have a look at one or two of the vans. Here's another camper van. This is a much smaller one, special edition. $55,000. Well, I'd rather have the one we just saw first than this one here. This is 5 meters in length and 205 in width. It's got the footprint of many cars. Actually, in some ways though, the kitchen here is even bigger. And presumably the bed comes across the kitchen. If you're not using the one in the roof. Can't see the point of having 5 seats inside. I don't think this is very typical of what Hymer normally does. Tent in the roof, of course. But the tent in the roof doesn't always come included. In this case here, this blue one, it's an option from 3,490 euros. Ayers Rock, 62,000 euros, 541 centimeters long, 208 wide. Lengthwise bed, same toilet, same kitchen. Oh, and the lights are going out. What does that mean? Oh, they're not. They're sort of coming on and off. Now, this is Caravan Salon in Dusseldorf. This is 2 days before it opens. Tomorrow there will be a press conference. And as for the question, how can I get a Hymer in the United States? I may have an answer for that tomorrow. Hymer has been bought by Thor Industries, a big firm in the US, and I presume that that will mean that you'll be able to buy them in the US. So I was telling people up until now, see Road Trek, but Road Trek ended up with some problems, the exact nature of which I still have not understood, so I won't comment on it. Oh, I think I quite like this one. This is the Yellowstone. I think this name, calling it free, that was a bit daft. 540, presumably the length. Oh, 602. Now that is an unusual number. €61,200. So, 3602. You can have diesel heating in it if you want. Oh, look at this! It's something unusual. Sorry, I pulled. Fridge opens both ways. That's 602 to get lengthwise bed. So if you need a bit extra space, if you're tall, then this is what you want. One of these. dual car. Dual car is 77,000 plus. This is absolutely a lounge on wheels though. You know, they've had this vehicle for 2 or 3 years. I don't think I've ever filmed it. I've got articles on my site about it. Look, it's got a built-in air conditioning. Now the clever thing's going to get air conditioning on 12 volts, and I hope that I will have more to say on that subject later. I've got a meeting with a company which has invented the system, so I hope I'll be able to tell you more. So what do you think of this? Certainly a bit out of the ordinary. So the van over there will be unveiled tomorrow. Thing is, I'm not going to get it up on the internet, so it doesn't make any difference. Otherwise, I wouldn't film something which hasn't been officially unveiled. Now this one looks quite nice. Quite rightly got their pride of place. Grand Canyon S. You do see quite a lot of these on the road. And that costs, oh, you probably don't want to know, 99,000 euros. So anyway, there's a quick walk around. I'll come back to where I started from, and but you can see I'm going to try and film as many of these vehicles as possible. I was going to go to Hymer in July, and then I ended up with having some to do with my day job. I couldn't go, which wound me up no end. Anyway, so that's how we started off with this rather cute looking van. Oh, I might just stand here and let the lights go on and off, because that looks quite good, I think. I'm running out of things to say. So what we can do is we can have a bit of music. But you can have the music this time, because always people complain at the music I put on my films. So what I would suggest you do is that you sing your favourite song. Start now, singing, and in that way, if you do it quietly whilst I'm speaking of course, but in that way you will have got nothing to complain about. You cannot complain therefore at the music. So do that, and we'll just have the music as we go out.